this week has been sick. All right, okay. Look, listen. Beyonce dropped probably the greatest album she's ever dropped in her entire life. All right, this is huge for me because I'm Vince McMahon's. Vincent Kennedy McMahon retired from WWE amidst a huge scandal. And also, Will Smith says he's sorry for the slap. What's going on with that? How do you feel?
I mean, he apologized. I didn't even care about Will Smith apologizing for the slap. I didn't know what that was. I assume Vince McMahon was going to retire after all the women kept coming out. So that's wild. Your boy is wild.
I know. I've said for years. I said if you want to cancel something, I said just go look at WWE.
First of all, canceling WWE is just wild because I was like, dog, their whole system is built on like gender stereotypes and race stereotypes. Yeah, and then it's like you want to cancel them, you just gotta pay attention. Like just
they govern themselves. A nigga killed a family off of roid rage.
Chris Benoit. Hey, do y'all have what is it? Peacock?
Oh, hey y'all, we got Todd again.
Why'd you do this?
Let me tell y'all something real quick. I don't think Todd might have appeared on this show the most and has never gotten an intro correct, right? Now, we got Mickey over here. Mickey is sitting silently. If y'all could see, first of all, he's looking over at him. I don't even know why he's looking over because they're not in the same room, but he's looking like, dog, they told us to be quiet during the intro. And dog, Todd always gonna get excited and go ahead and start talking. So Avery, bro. We're gonna get into the conversation. But Avery, man, go ahead and introduce these gentlemen real quick.
Once again, oh yes, it's them again. It's them boys from In My Humble Opinion. Welcome to an In My Humble Opinion podcast. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we can get right to it, okay? Port Arthur's got something to say. A remix of what Andre Benjamin said as he stood on that stage of That Source Awards. I mentioned that because he stood in the face of all doubters and got their attention, and then proved his point. Our next two guests have been proving PAT is more than just UGK. Wow, no disrespect. While it's that too. While it is definitely that too. What's up, Bum B? R.I.P. Pimp C. You know what I'm saying? This album is putting all on notice that they ain't to be played with. All right. Nas said no idea is original. There's nothing new under the sun. Well, he's never heard Mickey Woods Jr. before. With unorthodox cadences and his own metaphors, similes, and alliteration. Check out the song Fill a Void on 40 Days and 40 Nights. I love that album too. With doing a whole record with producer, DJ, and just hilarious ass dude. Like he's been on the show more than anybody. With Golden Triangle in your phone streaming right now. We have Mickey Woods Jr. and Things with Todd Lewis, ladies and gentlemen. Yay!
There we go. There we
go. You bodied that intro, bro. That might be the best intro I ever got.
Be on it, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah. Todd knows.
I knows how to fuck up an intro.
But okay. We was talking about wrestling. Todd, what was you gonna say?
Fine, guys. I just discovered the entire WWE section on my fucking Peacock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that. That shit, like, it's literally every single episode of every single everything.
Yeah.
That shit's mind blowing. I went down the WCW rabbit hole.
Is the Hulk back on there? Is Hulk Hogan back on there?
I don't know. I don't like, because I was watching some NWO shit. I was watching NWO things.
I was like, dog, Hulk Hogan is one of those things where I'm like, dog, I mean, on one hand, I know he was racist, and you already see where the tone is going. Because I was like, I know he was racist. I know this. However, like, he is part of my childhood. I feel like I look like Hulk Hogan the same way like my dad and my uncles look at the car with the Confederate flag on it from Dukes of Hazzard. Like, it was like, my uncle was like,
General Lee. That car's called General.
Our uncle was like, I had that car. And I was like, Doug, that's a racist ass car. And he was like, nah, it wasn't racist to us though. I was like, nah, it was racist the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine being racist? Like, could you imagine, like, Hulk Hogan must be the most successful racist probably ever in history.
What are you talking about?
To get caught being extremely racist, and then
I probably
he just had a president.
I was about to say,
look, Hulk Hogan sued the people that were spying on this conversation, though.
Yeah,
like millions and millions of dollars.
But Ronald Reagan dropped crack in the community and got away with it. So,
most successful
and every time I will not. Anytime somebody bring up Reagan, I'm like, yo, he racist. They're like, no, well, I'm like, dog, no, forget the crack. He's on tape calling people monkeys. Like, what do you mean? My man is racist. I'm sorry. I know if you were a big Reagan fan, maybe you like the movies. I don't even know what movies he was in. But he was racist. He was racist.
He's just fanatics of Reagan?
Reagan was racist. And the fact that they were so racist that they recorded themselves. Reagan and Nixon was just being racist in the office, like, spear chuckers. Nobody's going to hear this. And I'm like, what? It's like,
hey, hot take though. Without Reagan, there's no Pusha T. That's all I'm saying.
Or Snowfall.
Snowfall. That is true. There is no Snowfall, and Franklin Saint is by far the luckiest drug deal I've ever. Dog, watching if y'all watch Snowfall, Franklin Saint season 1 should have died every episode.
My second episode, he should have died.
My man was walking around with bricks in a backpack on a bike and going, hey, y'all know what I can do with this crack? Like, that is what I got this coke. I don't know what to do with it though.
2022 is over for him.
Lucky, I'm telling you, man, the cocaine god covered his hand, covered that man. Cause I was like, dog, how are you getting away? And now you watch the show and my man is Pusha T. Every episode.
Facts.
Every episode he's Pusha T.
I love
and that just shows y'all kids if you put your mind to something.
If you just apply yourself.
Apply yourself to whatever
if you work hard.
Apply yourself to the supply.
Exactly. Right. And you outthink the next man. But yeah, I can't watch that show too much anymore because it has me feeling like I was like, oh, you came from me. I can sell coke. I could do it. And I'm like, nah, I'd be dead first day.
I'd be dead.
First day. I don't know I don't know like any transition. I don't know no lingo. I don't know the exchange rate.
And I've always said the way that we talk, we're gonna get robbed. So in order for you and I to sell coke, we'd have to be like the biggest murderers ever.
You know what? I figured out how to do it though. The twins from Breaking Bad.
Oh, we can just don't talk? Hey, I was watching Breaking Bad the other day. I was watching Breaking Bad the other day. I said we need to be the fat black version of them niggas.
No, that would be fucking hilarious. I'm down for that shit, bro.
I feel like they're like, hey guys, how's it going? Like, I was like,
and then you guys could sell cocaine.
That's it. Like I feel like that's what they told them. They was like, hey y'all look real menacing, but y'all can never talk. Y'all voice is too high. So just stay quiet and just look. Like, look. And the wild thing is it works because if you just look at somebody, if they ask you a question and you stare at them, they'll answer the question for themselves. Like, that's just it.
Before he gets any further, I want to talk about this thing that Divide used to do. He used to be a bouncer at the strip club in the city we're not going to talk about. Yeah. And so he would always...
Buddy owned multiple clubs, and he owned multiple clubs in different demographics, right? Demographics that looked like me, demographics that didn't look like me. And so, I'm a big dude, so they started me off on demographics that looked like me. First night was cool. I was like, all right, that's straight. Second night, I don't know who he was, but he was definitely somebody. He pulled up, and he's like, yo, we coming in. And I was like, oh, and it was me, and I was with other bouncers. That was the thing. Like, that's how I knew it was serious. They was like, yeah, nah, we letting him in. I'm about to pat, and they was like, nah, you don't pat him.
Not that one, bro.
Bro, not him.
He came in with 9 other people. They was just in a straight line. And I'm looking, and I'm like, 1, 2, 3. We're just looking powerless. And they walked in, and then the dude came up that owned the place and was like, yo, how's everything going? And I was like, hey, man, old buddy showed up with 9 other. I said, look, long story short, like, everything's calm. But there were 10 dudes that walked in, so I'm assuming there's at least 20 guns in the club right now. At least 20. There's no getting around it. You cannot stop this. And he was like, yeah. I was like, yo, man, I need to work at your other clubs, dog. Because then that was like the lunch rush. Like the lunch rush was like,
what?
I'm reading a book and I look up, I'm like, sir, don't touch the girls. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry. And they sit back down. I was like, that was it. But yeah, if I talked, they was definitely like, this nigga from the suburbs. Like, I was like, oh.
Bro, just sit there and be mean mug. Get yourself a grill.
That's how, I mean, first of all, if I see you and I see you reading a book, I'll be like, all right, nigga. And now
nigga reading the book.
Oh, nah, I was dead reading a book in the
like this book ain't even got no fucking. It ain't even had no pictures in the book, huh?
Nah. Not a picture book at all. Like
a comic book.
I was doing schoolwork.
That's how long ago it was. Phones.
I was literally in school.
Phones weren't phoning like they do now.
No. You know me. I had the first camera phone, and my ass was like, I took 2 pictures with it. I was like, this is never gonna take off.
This had to be when you was in college. And speaking of college, I got a question about one of your lyrics. I was creeping through the city. We flipping down off Blodgett. I put my money in a basket, shipped my dumb ass off to college. Tell me about that. What was going on in your life at that time?
All right, so basically, so I went to school in Tennessee. I didn't even go to school in Texas, right? But when I would come home, we would have like a fall break. So I'd be able to come home and like chill with my friends in Houston for a couple of days. My girlfriend was going to TSU. So like around that time, I was like all on those type of streets. Like I'm on Blodgett, I'm on whatever else is over there. So that's basically like what I'm talking about. Like me and the homies just turning up, trying to go to my girl crib, find other females' crib, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
I got another question for you. Just because, and we're gonna get right into it because Golden Triangle is amazing. But I'm gonna ask you the same question that I asked another gentleman that had just collaborated with Todd. Y'all know what y'all getting into in terms of time-wise working with this gentleman. I mean, the beats are impeccable.
Right.
But when are they gonna get there is a question. So tell us from your perspective, you're putting together who reached out to who first? And then what were you thinking 6 months in when you're like, damn, this ain't never gonna come out?
Honestly, this nigga Todd is different with the release dates, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But when we first started working together, it wasn't like anybody reached out to the other person. Like it was just like, cause he had done a few beats on 40 Days, 40 Nights. And when he was giving me those beats, like For the ISO on there, Remedy on there, that he produced, when I was listening to those beats, we was like, bro, we got to do our own project already. So it wasn't like I reached out to him or he reached out to me to say like, we need to do a project. It kind of was like a mutual agreement type shit. Like we definitely wanted to make sure we locked in and did our own thing on the project. But as far as the goddamn release dates, bro, so we probably had like 3 or 4 different release dates.
Facts.
And it really wasn't Todd's fault. I can't really put it all on him. It's just the fact that shit wasn't ready like we wanted it to be. You know what I'm saying? Like we knew how we wanted to present it. We knew the quality that we wanted it to be at. So if it wasn't there at that point, we just, mutually decided that we wasn't gonna be able to release it. It was a few times that I was like ready and we was like lacking on something. We might have needed to finish up a visual, or we might have needed to just do something that didn't have to do with the music. You know what I'm saying? Like all the other shit, like the cover art, just doing like making sure we had the marketing on point, different like press release items that we needed to check off the box. So it was things like that. I can't really put it all on my dog, but it was definitely.
You niggas know I did.
Yeah, we need to release this bitch, bro.
Well, plus also at the time, like when we started the project, like the very first song we recorded off the project was actually Propaganda, and that wasn't gonna be. And that was like that was damn near like when COVID had first started. We recorded Propaganda, and then so like the idea was like, yo, we gonna fucking just do a little EP, and then of course it evolved, and like you said, it just
right.
Shit, a year and a half later, damn near 2 years later, here we are. But also, it's a certain level of like meticulousness whenever you not only like producing the shit, and Mickey's super intricate writer, so you definitely can't rush that process at all. But then like as an artist too, like I did all the album art and all the artwork behind it and videos and shit like that. So that's a whole nother level of like what's the word, like when you like, man, should I put this out? Does this look cool enough or whatever? So when you mix that in the pot, it will delay the process, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, you gotta think about it. My dog putting on multiple hats. Like he produced the whole project. He did the cover art, all the art that's surrounding the project. He did like personally, all the videos, the visuals. Like he did all of them shits. Like so, I mean, naturally, it's just gonna take longer. It's gonna take a longer period of time than what you would normally think.
That shit was tight as fuck though.
Yeah, that's
I was tight as fuck. But Mickey, I got a question for you. I know me and my brother want to know this for real. Did Todd ever send you the picture with Eli on his chest?
I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. Hey, I'm gonna send it to y'all niggas in the.
Blast it out. First of all, y'all gotta explain the picture on the chest.
Yeah, we need to let everybody know.
Explain it.
I'm gonna send that shit to y'all.
Well, explain it because we talked about it before we
blast.
Oh, explain it. Oh, okay. So, fuck. God damn, I didn't think y'all asked me.
Yeah.
Oh damn, we exposing you.
With my son, who's now 8 months old. From time to time, if somebody calls me and I'm not in the mood to talk, or if I just didn't answer the phone for whatever reason, I have a stock picture in my phone saved of Eli sleeping on my chest, and I usually will just send that picture out if I can't talk Eli sleep, or you know what I mean, I can't really move, I can't do anything right now, so just catch me in a couple hours. So yeah,
it's gonna be nowhere near Eli.
Nah, Eli being in the grandmother's house.
Man is playing Xbox like, oh shoot. Now,
sorry.
Golden Triangle. We're talking about getting that album together. First off, kudos for getting, according to Good Morning America, the #1 burger creator in the United States.
That's crazy,
burgers.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. That's what I'm introduced to, but I mean, that's a big part. I mean, Port Arthur, y'all always rep Port Arthur. Talk about the importance of naming your album Golden Triangle and getting people like Bun B on it.
Yeah.
That can be for both of you.
What you want? You want to go, Todd?
I mean, Golden Triangle, if you're familiar, if you're from the area, so the Golden Triangle is geographically, think about Beaumont, Port Arthur, and Orange, and everything in between. So if you look at it on the map, it's kind of like a triangle. Mickey being from PA and me being from Beaumont, typically, just, you know, historically, niggas from Beaumont and Port Arthur don't really click like that. It's just some small town, like local, just, you know what I mean, just like shit like that. So just through my experiences, and I mean, of course, there's always exceptions. I mean, I got family in Port Arthur, niggas and shit like that, but just from town to town, it was just like a lot of beef and shit like that growing up over nothing really. So me hearing Mickey for the first time, I didn't really know there was too many niggas rapping like that from Port Arthur, to be honest with you, because it's really not. So when I heard this shit, I was immediately impressed. And not to say that from like these places lack talent, because they don't. There's a lot of talented niggas out there, but just something was a little bit different over here. So yeah, and as far as having Bun on it, it was kind of like a no-brainer. Like, man, you know, this is like, we obviously got to hit him up. Plus, you know, me and Bun have a relationship, so I've worked with him in the past on multiple projects. So this is like, I definitely like phoned in that favor to get that one done, because it, you know, needed to be. He didn't bring any burgers to the studio. I was kind of disappointed about that.
Wasn't disappointed.
The burgers go hard though.
They do. They do. What about you, Mickey? The importance of the name of the album, Golden Triangle.
I think coming from these like small towns that we like, I feel like we constantly overlooked. I feel like you grow up with a chip on your shoulder, right? So like we coming out here to Houston, like I don't know if y'all know this, because are y'all from Houston or no?
Yeah, from Houston.
Yeah, so I don't know if y'all know this, but people from like Port Arthur, Beaumont, Orange, we think Houston is like the fucking, I don't know, like heaven almost. Like we grow up with aspirations to like, damn, bro, when I get some money, bro, I'm moving to Houston.
To the H, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we grow up with these chips on our shoulders, and we really want to be able to make our small town bigger than what it really is, right? So we use any excuse to like rep that shit, honestly. Like So I feel like that's what a part of me like wanted to name it the Golden Triangle, because I just wanted to give my city like something to be proud of. Really, honestly, I wanted to give my city something to, because like Todd is saying, like it's not many people that sound like me that's coming from this area, right? So I wanted to show people that we can sound like this and still do the things that we trying to do, and I wanted to put us on the map. And it wasn't. We could have did it without Bun B, honestly, but it wouldn't have hit the same. Like, I mean, you coming from Golden Triangle, you coming from PA, like this is one of the things that when I first started, I had on my bucket list. Like, I wouldn't. It's crazy to think that I have a song like with the fucking legend Bun B, half of UGK is I'm rapping on the same record with him, right? It's still not really registering in my head. Like we did the show last night, and I'm just listening to Bun verse Go, Todd, right? I'm just listening to his verse go. I'm like, damn, we really did this shit. And again, I gotta give kudos to Todd, because that was his relationship with Bun that allowed us to be able to have him on the record. So it was really big for me to have him on the record, and it was important. It was really significant for me to be able to name the project Golden Triangle, just so me and my immediate friend group and all the people that I know back home would have something that they can say like it's jamming, you know?
Yeah, Bun pulled up, knocked out that verse so quick. He's such a professional, man. Like, it's crazy how when you think of like rappers pulling up to the studio, it's always like just like late shit. Like that nigga's like an extremely like professional, like showing up like 5 minutes early, like knocking out the verse in like 2 takes, and then just disappearing like it never happened. Rush me real quick, and then that's pretty much it. It's just like, yes, all right, I did, all right.
And for people that because we've said multiple times, like the relationship that Todd has with Bun, everybody should go watch Things with Todd. It's the ongoing, not ongoing, sometimes released, sometimes not released show on YouTube and their website, where it's just Todd and Tubo doing weird stuff.
It's really just Todd getting on Bun B nerves for the whole episode.
That episode was literally Todd doing variations of Bun B's name. I was like, okay, this is really funny.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised to this day, actually. I'm surprised, like him being crowned the literal Burger King of America, the Burger Champion. I'm really surprised that there's not more plays on Bun right now.
Damn, I didn't even think about that.
But I don't know why like nobody thought about that. It's like, yo, this nigga is like right now, it's the #1 leader of.
And the funny thing is, I didn't think 2 things about it. I saw like the thing where they're like, "Oh, Bun's gonna be on Good Morning America." I was like, "All right, I'll set my thing for record." And then like the next day, I kind of forgot. And then the next thing I saw was like, Bun's Burger is announced best burger in America.
I saw that shit. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
I was like, yo, the burger is good.
It's really good.
But you know what's even funnier about that? When we did that episode with Bun B, and that was like shit, like 3 years ago, maybe. He hadn't even, I don't even think Trill Burgers was a thing yet, right? So that entire episode was literally like me and Tubo was like, it'd be funny if we went and ate hamburger buns with Bun B. Because the premise of the show was literally supposed to be us just eating hamburger buns first. and then I was like, man, I can't bring this nigga around like to different places to eat hamburger buns. That's stupid. So we ended up eating burgers. But it was funny though, because like the GM of one of the places we went was my homie. It's called Leland House. No, I don't think it was called Leland. Yeah, Leland House at the time. And we went there and he put a hot dog bun on a hamburger. And we ate a hot dog bun on a hamburger, and that was pretty fun.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
I mean, as usual, every time you appear, we always ask, are there plans for Things with Todd to pop? The last time we talked to you, you said you were going to release a season on VHS, which I thought was hilarious.
I still am going to do that. It's just like, yeah, I mean, I swear I'm going to do all of that shit. And then I need to have the YouTube niggas on the episode too. Like, it's just like, I feel like in my brain, like season 1 is a wrap, right? Like just in my world of like, the 4 people that have seen the show, like, cool, season 1's done. We're going to release it on however. But it's definitely something I want to get back to. It's just kind of fun. I don't know. Like there's a lot of things that aren't that serious in the world It's just kind of like, oh man, this shit. Like I don't know. It's a lot of funny things.
You also move closer and closer to becoming the Alchemist, and Tubo moves closer and closer to becoming Ghost from Power. So it's like the last time I saw him, I was
Tubo's like Casper though, like a tiny.
I said,
here you go.
I said, you own an art gallery? He's like, oh yeah. It's like, no, it's not an
laundering money, bro.
I'm a venture capitalist, you know. I was like, okay,
I was like, oh, okay, that's wild. That's wild. I'm not doing enough with my life, but that's all right. So Todd, talking about like the last 2 albums he produced, and even what you just said, where you're like, yo, I come across him, and there aren't a lot of rappers coming out of that area rapping like them, and I don't think that's like a diss either, because it's the same thing we'll say about certain. You and I and my brother listen to a certain rap style.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very lyrical. Even when in terms of the certain production, it's very kind of East Coast centric. And it's East Coast centric. It's like train horn stuff in the background, old Wu-Tang stuff. However, I really, really like the way you adjust the style, because there are so many elements to screw music.
Yeah, bro. Every song is,
and
every
all
song is. I want to say almost every song on the whole project has some element of screw sampled in it, even if it's like inaudible off the rip. Like it's definitely in there tucked away. At some point, I'm gonna owe somebody some money for them shit. So I don't know. Like I'm just like I'm waiting on like one of these songs to pop off, and then I get a cease and desist from somebody in that camp, and then we'll just won't do it anymore. But until then, it's just this constant homage. Because to me personally, I grew up, and that's kind of like the thing. I don't know how much, Mickey. How much did you listen to a lot of Screw growing up? Like, were you? Yeah. So like it was just kind of like me, like just literally just in the tape era, just like listening to Screw tapes and fucking Swisher House tapes and Fuck Actions and all of these things. It just was such a like because to be honest with y'all, I didn't really open up to the world of music all the way until I got to probably like high school, really. Because before that, I was just like Screw and freestyles, right? That's literally all the way, and Bone Thugs, right? But when I got to high school, that's when I started to open up and really explore East Coast, West Coast shit, and I really fell in love with that shit. So those Southern roots are super strong in the production, because that's just what it is. But I still love samples, and I still love, smooth sound and shit.
Mickey, what about you? What were some of your influences?
I would agree with Todd. I feel like I didn't open up to hip hop honestly until I got to like 8th grade, almost 9th grade of high school, right? So I grew up in a household where we like my parents listen to a lot of gospel. They listen to a lot of like old like Gap Band type shit.
Yeah, nigga, y'all know the shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All of the cookout music.
The cookout music, just what it is.
Music. So I didn't like really start getting into hip hop and like word and like songs where niggas was cursing until like 8th, 9th grade. I feel like the first rapper I fell in love with was Lupe Fiasco. Yeah, man, I listened to a lot of Lupe Fiasco, and then that led me to Kanye West. That led me to Wayne. Like, bro, it was a period in my life, like when Wayne was super popping, that bro, if you took an iPod from any one of my peers, bro, the whole iPod is just Lil Wayne songs. Just nobody else on there, right?
Yeah, bro. Lil Wayne was that, like, yeah, I remember that was a fucking, that was crazy.
Yeah. That was a good like 3 to 5 years where everybody,
bro, you couldn't tell the nigga shit about. Bro.
And he literally went from like, I'm the best rapper alive, and everybody kind of chuckled, and then like a year later they was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, bro.
Right. Yeah, so that's what it was. I think, and just me being a contrarian, I just wanted to start listening to other type of shit. So I want to start listening to Lupe Fiasco. That was the first one I started listening to that my peers weren't really on at the first.
What album though? What album?
The Cool, Food and Liquor, but the Cool, that's the first album I think I ever got. My sister bought me that.
Bro, you remember the mixtapes, the first and 15?
First and 15, Food and Liquor, all of that shit.
Revenge of the Nerds and shit. That's what I started. I remember like it was kind of funny for me, bro. Because you talk about the music you listen to at home. Like as a kid, like my parents, I don't think my parents, because like Bone Thugs, like their early shit. If you were just like a parent, like looking at that, like the covers, the cassette covers, and just like the shit, you like a Southern mom's brain at that time in the 90s is gonna be like, oh, this is some devil worship shit, right?
Exactly.
And then so like then when you listen to the straight up lyrics, it really does sound like just some like crazy shit. My parents, they never. I guess I'm just realizing how much they never really paid attention to me. I guess. Like, there's no reason like a 10-year-old me is like blasting Bone Thugs in my room, like nigga, just like going in on that shit. And like I don't know if y'all remember the intro to World Art of War.
Yes.
And I don't know if you remember that. It was like this real like hellish devil intro with girls screaming and shit and like
they
bloody
was chanting on them albums.
Yeah, bro. So it was,
what was that? First of all, I'm older than y'all because when that album was out, I was in freshman year of college.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm much older than y'all. I was gonna say, let's say, I'll say the question, but I was like, I remember walking into a party and they was playing the Bone Thugs Tupac song, and you know, shotgun cock. Everybody in the party was cocking a fake shotgun every time it came out. I was like, dog, Bone Thugs wild, dog. I was like, dude, I kept thinking, I was like, dog.
Then them niggas had me scared to die and shit with Crossroads.
I miss my Uncle Charles. That nigga walked up and said, boom.
Them niggas had us shook at death, bro. I'm like looking at death like, damn, bro, this shit crazy, dog. Niggas gonna die one. Like Bone Thugs actually are probably responsible for like really putting the concept of death in my head, like real death. Like, damn, niggas die, dog. That shit.
Killer.
Yeah.
It was like that.
It was literally chanting. What was the first unedited CD or whatever unedited music that y'all got that you remember? Because this will really date. This will show everybody. I can tell Mickey because he's saying Lupe earlier, so I'm like, okay, I know.
I was like, damn, how old is you, nigga?
Yeah, right.
But Todd, what was yours? Because I'm gonna tell y'all, I know mine is gonna be the oldest.
I mean, I think mine. I mean, bro, like, do you count like just like before the Kappa count? Like, this is
all that counts.
Then yeah, bro. I mean, like the first unedited music I was hearing was like before the Kappas, after the Kappas, fucking just SUC tapes. But really, like, I've got my intro to probably that first, really. So probably like a before the Kappa when I was like 9 years old. That and just Bone Thugs, like I said, uncensored Bone Thug shit.
What about yours, Avery? Because you got leeway because I took the brunt of the censorship in our house.
But I did it anyway, though.
They gave up. They gave up by the time you came along. It was like,
gave up, nigga. You remember? They didn't give up. Mine was
what was the first one though?
Mine was Camp Low, Uptown Saturday Night. That Lucchini sample.
Yeah.
I could not. I was like, I don't give a shit, nigga. I was listening. One day I was listening to Power Rangers. I was like, I'm going up here to FYE with them. They looking around. Hey, let me get this Camp Low.
That's funny, yo. And that was a fire. Yeah, that song was crazy.
Like mine is not even cool. Like that was for my birthday, maybe 10, 11. I don't know what it was, but mom bought Crisscross the Bomb.
Oh fuck!
And gave me a CD player. But here's the wild thing: I was like, "Dog, Crisscross," because she saw Crisscross on In Living Color, and was like, "Oh, those are some cute kids." Da 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 da. And so she bought it, just ignored the parental advisory sticker, right? And on that album was the hardest rapping dude I had ever heard at the time, and it turned out it was the Brat. I was like, yo, I said, has anybody heard the Brat?
I'm a female.
He go hard.
It's fucking funny.
I said, dog, he is hard. I'm like, dog, I gotta hear anything with the Brat. It was like a year later, I finally saw pictures of the Brat. I was like, dog.
Speaking of the who was it that just said I'm a female? So we have a skit on the Golden Triangle. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that POP Hold It Down?
Yeah.
Mama, I love you.
Did y'all know that was part after?
Yes.
Okay. a lot of people didn't know that was from Port Arthur, right? So I didn't really know that was from Port Arthur initially, but you know, it's weird like when you watching something and you like, man, something about you sounds like you're from
right
this area, right?
Familiar.
So found out like it was some Port Arthur shit. It just went viral, and then it was like, yo, we have to put this shit in there. So like, there's a second half of that video where they're interviewing like her accomplice, and then he's just like, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. He's just like on the phone with his mom and the cameras and shit like that. And the niggas not making no sense. But that's actually like the funnier part of the whole interview to me. So I'm a female.
Port Arthur. That's what y'all got.
What about you, Mickey? Same question though. What's your first album that you bought that had parental advisory?
Yeah, I told y'all it was that Lupe Fiasco. See, y'all had it better than me. I had to literally go. Once I discovered Lupe Fiasco, I was like, damn, it's a whole lot of other music out here other than fucking Fred.
Wait. We had it better by the time you found Lupe Fiasco. You went online and you were streaming it, nigga. I had to ride my bike.
It wasn't better.
Nigga said y'all had it better.
It wasn't better.
I'm just saying because y'all was able to listen to other shit. Y'all knew it was other shit that it was. You know what I'm saying?
Warehouse.
I only knew about Fred Hammond and Kirk Franklin. And stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But I
had to go back and start going backwards and listening to like fucking UGK. I grew up in the city. I didn't even know no UGK songs. You know.
In the CD era, though,
I wasn't even able to listen to that type of music. I remember my dad found a T.I. song on my iPod one time and threw my whole iPod away.
No. Then they definitely had it better on at least that aspect. Because the only thing our parents could do is just throw away that CD. Like they was like, oh, no, you're not listening to that. So we definitely got CDs thrown away. Plus, when you go to the store, most of the time everybody was cool, but occasionally you get a cashier that was like, "Oh, this has parental advisory on it." I'd be like,
my parents did not censor my shit at all. Like I'm just like looking back, I'm like, dang, they really didn't.
They didn't care about you, bro.
They really was just like cool, like just don't because at the same time though they weren't censoring like movies that I was watching, so. I guess it's like, I mean, if y'all let me watch like a rated R movie, or you let me watch even a rated PG-13 movie where niggas getting shot up on, it's kind of like, you can glorify this, but you can't glorify that.
So if you go watch RoboCop, you can listen to, Ice Cube.
Brenda Douglas was censoring everything. Movies.
I can't imagine trying to censor shit now.
Our cousin, I don't even know how to censor the kids now, because sometimes I'll be looking over. I was telling my cousins, and we're listening to something, and I looked at their mom. I was like, "Are they allowed to listen to this?" She was like, "Listen to what?" And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh yeah. They good. They
whatever."
When they try to get on Grand Theft Auto with me, I'm like, bruh.
And they be good on Grand Theft Auto though. One of them is.
Yeah, I'm about to
one of them is. The other one is trash. Like,
let me ask y'all this, bro. Do y'all think is that a positive thing to do to your kids, like to censor them as much as that? Me and my wife be talking about this all the time. Do you think that's a positive or a negative thing for you to do to your kids?
I genuinely think it's like words change meaning as they go through. I'm like, I would rather have your child be respectful and know when to use certain words and whatnot than be like, oh, I can never see this. Like, I understand, like in a movie, like, you might not want to see sexual violence or extreme violence or stuff like that. But like, fuck? Like, I was like, dog, sometimes it's necessary. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
bro, the wildest niggas and people, females and males together. When I got to college at U of H freshman year, I stayed in the towers. Y'all know about the towers, y'all.
Yeah.
So like, it seems like the parents, like the people, like the chicks whose parents had the tight ass leash around them the whole time, was censoring everything they did. They went to college and they lost their fucking mind, right? They get to a big city, maybe from a small town or another city, and they used to having curfews at 9:30 and they couldn't go out and they couldn't listen to this. Nigga, they got to college and went crazy. So I agree to, like, obviously, when kids are young enough, you got to kind of maneuver around certain things, but the older they get, the more rope you got to give them, because at the end of the day, you don't want your kid like going into the real world, like being like what, like fucking Rumspringer. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like,
that's exactly how I feel like some people go to college though. Like, that's
exactly what it's just like, yo, man, like chill. You ain't never got You never drunk a beer at home before? Like,
right.
But that's the funny thing too, because like my parents were strict, but our uncles weren't. We had one uncle that gave my brother and myself, like, we had alcohol early on.
Yeah.
My grandma gave me alcohol.
When we went to, our grandma. So when we went to college and people was like, because they said binge drinking is kind of like a real American thing, because other they get exposed to alcohol. So it's like, yo, I'm in college, let's drink all of it. And I was looking at people like, dog, you gonna get sick.
Bro, I can tell you what I lost my shit over, nigga. When I got to college, I lost my shit over 24-hour fucking restaurants, Frenchies. I was because in the towers it's like walking distance from Frenchies. I was like, my roommate's name was John. I was like,
best Frenchies rendition that's ever been.
No, it was, bro. And I was just like, yo, it's just mind blowing that I could walk to this motherfucking restaurant at 3:00 in the morning and get some fucking chicken. That's something you could never do in Beaumont ever in your life.
And see, that's another thing. Parents, expose your kids to the food early on, and they're gonna wind up. I was the same thing. When we was with my roommate freshman year, and we was in the grocery store, and we were getting basically a balanced grocery list. And at one point, we stopped and looked at each other. I was like, "Wait a minute, nigga, our moms ain't here."
Yeah, bro. Like,
all that stuff up, dog. And we started throwing all the trash in there.
What's up, baby?
We got back to the house, and one of the things we had was a big, massive can of Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs. I don't know why my mom never bought it.
She loved you.
Trash.
Because your mother loved you. That's why she never bought it. She loved
you. Like, we heated that thing up, and both of us, when we had our bowls, we took a bite and looked at it, and I was like, dog, we should have known, because it's like, this canned meat, dog. This is canned meat. Like, why are we eating this? It was trash. Threw it all away. So yeah, expose your kids to, stuff. So
Todd sounded like a great dad. The nigga was like, well, you want to expose your kids. So I was like, look at this nigga.
You don't want to
run it up, dog. Look at that.
I'll be doing it, bro. I'll be like, dog, I'll be watching, things. I'll be like growing.
You be growing?
Things with Todd type shit. Heathcliff Huxtable. Todd. Yeah.
I mean, we know what it is, but I was actually with the Heathcliff Huxtable, but there's still a little taint on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, although, buy the DVDs. I got all the Cosby DVDs. It is what it is. It was a great show. I'm sorry. He's a horrible person. I got you.
Stand out of that one. Y'all got that one, man. Y'all got it.
I'll take it. Yo, I totally understand, too, if you don't like the show. I get it. I do. So that was it. But, it is what it is. On another note, how's fatherhood, Todd?
It's cool, man. Eli's like 8 months old right now, so he's starting to I just remember when we used to put that nigga on the couch and then look away and he'd still be in the same spot because he couldn't move. But now it's just he's just bro, he's like that little baby from The Incredibles. You know what I mean? Just like that. It's just yo, bro, you're everywhere. You move really fast. You're getting really strong. You know what I mean? You're quick. The little hand that grabs things off your plate, it's there. It's
bro, Todd the funniest dad in the world, bro. He just be walking around the house calling that nigga the number one baby.
The number one baby. Is that what you do?
One baby.
Yeah, he's the number one baby.
Wow.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious.
Yo, Mickey was at the crib one time, and I just straight up because even me, my child was the first infant that I ever held, right? So I was not
wait. What?
I never held a baby. I never really held a baby before, bro.
So you just watched babies from afar and was I'm
yeah, because they're fragile, and you don't want to break them and shit. So
it was a bomb.
I don't go up. I don't go up on somebody's baby and be hey, can I hold that baby? You know what I'm saying? It's
but people never tried to hand you a baby before that.
Nah, or they have, and I'm I'm cool.
Savon, would you hand Todd your baby?
You're right.
Exactly.
But we was at the crib, and I literally just walked in the office. Mickey was sitting on the couch in the office. I just walked in there and just dropped Eli on his lap and
he tossed this nigga at me, bro. He He touched that nigga like a
nigga
bag.
he was like, whoa, bro, like, I was like, nah, bro, he's cool. You're not gonna break him, I promise. Like,
Mickey, tell me that was not your first time holding a baby. That was not your first time holding a baby, right, Mickey?
Nah, it was my first time holding a baby.
Okay.
I was scared to hold him because I just don't like holding babies like that. I'm like Todd, but Todd was like, "It's okay, bro. He's real sturdy."
He's sturdy, bro.
He's right, bro. He's really sturdy, bro.
They're like fragile, but they're also like really strong at the same time. Like,
yeah,
if you tried to pry like candy out of a baby's hands, it's like
it's hard.
Like
it's hard.
Lock. Like they're in the eye, like you're like, yo, what's up?
So it's cool, man. Fatherhood is great, dog. It's like just a lot of shit I used to give a fuck about. I don't really give a fuck about anymore. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of like, for me personally, I just like I think about different things than I used to think about. If that makes any sense.
Oh, it's maturing you up. Is that why has it affected the music yet?
Nah, not at all, man. Shit, if anything, it puts me in a more like other than like when he's not like, you know, doing this thing, you know, you got to just keep an eye on him all the time. But like when I do get a chance to sit down and work on music, which has not been as much lately, it does hit a little bit different. I mean, I'm just like, I have different intent behind it. The music, huh?
My bad. Do you feel like you more like focused since you don't have as much time as you normally would? So
yeah, for sure.
You like try to take it. Yeah.
Because I used to could just bullshit off an entire day, right? Just like literally just sit and just fuck off a whole day doing nothing. Mm-hmm. And you know, I still do that sometimes. But at the same time, though, it's like when I do try to sit down and like work on some shit, it's extremely intentional. So like with the Golden Triangle project, I went through points where I just wasn't making anything, and then I would like really sit down and make some shit, because one of the best parts to me about the project is that when we would be he would come to the crib and he would crash while he was in town or something like that, and we would really very sporadic, like all the visuals that you've seen so far, we still have a few unreleased visuals, but all of those visuals were like crazy. It's just like, hey bro, like let's say we were high, maybe we had some mushrooms, I don't know but it's just like, hey bro, let's just go shoot a video, and Mickey's like, what? I'm like, nah bro, just trust me bro, just literally like, let's just go right now and just shoot a video. And he's like, I bet. So that nigga put like a lot of trust in me to kind of creatively direct some shit that I didn't even really know what the fuck I was doing, but he
really?
Yeah, nah bro, I'm telling you, all the videos were like imagine like sitting on the couch and then you just like, hey fool, want to go shoot a video real quick?
Right.
Okay. So how did Wanted Man's video come about then? Well, Mickey,
exact way.
The exact same way?
Like that. I think we were smoking the joint at like 2:00 in the morning. We had just got back from maybe the studio or something, but it was like 2:00 in the morning. And you know, you get to that point where you smoke it and you just like look at each other. He was like, and Todd was like, bro, you trying to go shoot a video? His eyes halfway closed. Like, bro, hell yeah.
Fuck it.
So
we ain't even know.
What's the name of that place we shot the video?
Papa Burger.
Yeah,
bro, because that was like the only 24 hour. And Papa Burger is a place that's like not too far from where we live.
Yeah, Papa Burger,
yeah. But it's a really like photogenic looking little burger joint. You know what I'm saying?
It really is at night.
Yeah, at night it looks really cool. So man, we just literally just like hit the block a couple times, and I would be like, oh cool, there's some cool lights. Just go rap the verse real quick.
Right. And I literally had just recorded that song. Like I didn't even know, like I didn't even have the lyrics memorized yet.
So we have a whole I won't call it short film, but like the videos that you've seen are just like pieces of an entire like maybe 20-minute little short film of like the entire process, and just the, you know what I mean? I was like real behind the camera on that shit. So it's pretty cool. Like yeah, I still got some more stuff to add on to it because we've done more things since then, but it's kind of like this, I'll probably put the cap on it here in the next month or so, but it's like this ongoing like project. I still want to get like one more video in, man. Yeah, actually a few more videos to be honest with you, but
thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have a deluxe version of the project coming out pretty soon. I don't know whenever that's going to happen, but it's going to happen soon. So a few new songs and a couple new remixes.
That's the same question I always ask. Is it going to be on vinyl? Because I know that's an added
yes.
cost for y'all. Oh, really?
No, we both plan on like releasing the project on vinyl. But y'all know that the shit takes forever when it comes to vinyl. So, but people that buy vinyl know that and they're expecting it. So
it's expected. The other thing too is like, so when we talk to you and Preach for that last album, there was definitely this element of religion that kind of wore through that album. You know, the old buddy was like, but God from BET. I was thinking about that because that pastor in Brooklyn got robbed and everybody.
Oh, that janky ass nigga.
Died.
Hey, he didn't get robbed though. Y'all know he really didn't get robbed.
Yeah.
Right?
First of all, that man staged that robbery, dog. That's a straight stage robbery. He was like, oh, you know, I got down. They just
the next day when you address it, don't come out in a Gucci suit, dog.
Hey, them boys got the church looking real bad right now, dog.
The amount of videos that people are now putting out about this man, like it's like, yo, he been stealing from his past.
How do you get somebody to go to church these days? Like, I mean, like, how do you tell like a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old who's like figuring out the world and like looking at the shit around him? Like, how do you tell him like, yeah, no, this church place is dope. You should go.
It's legit,
like,
bro. It's legit.
Like,
small church.
Just give them 10% of your money, bro. Like, I promise it'll come.
I feel like a small church is better. The mega churches, they got
small churches. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's not to shit on church in general. Like, small churches are obviously a little bit more intimate, but it's just you just see so many things about these janky ass pastors, dog. And you got hardworking people.
Hey, look, Houston's #1 pastor still hasn't extracted all that money in a wall.
How you just sweep that shit under the rug, bro? I want to know, nigga.
I'm sorry.
I told my dad a long time ago because our dad is a minister. I said I did a church play and I was a minister, and I was like, this is easy. All you got to do is do an inflection and whatnot, move your body a certain way. I stayed on we a lot. I'd be like, and we, and we, and the church driving, and I go, I don't ever want to be a pastor. He was like, why? I said, you see what I just did there? I do that every week. I'd be single. I'd have a plane. I'd have women. This is easy.
It's a very easy hustle. It's a super easy hustle if you just know how to work people. Like, I was like, that's it, you know? Like, well, look, both of us used to work the sound system in the church. And I was like, dog, if you want church to end early, you know how like your pastor would get up and it's like, well, I was going to preach, but they singing so hard that
we got to just let them go.
Dog, if somebody was singing hard, I was like, dog, turn them up. Turn them up. Turn them all the way up.
Get it all dynamic. We had a formula.
I was like, dog, we trying to get out, dog. The game's about to start. Turn her up to 10. Like, that was it. They'd be like, oh, y'all really felt the spirit today. I was like, yeah, it was a nice concert. it was cool. That was about it. So, yeah. Although the views expressed by, in my humble opinion, are not expressed by everybody, we still like church, I guess. I am with
it.
I don't even know.
We're gonna go to Mickey with that because you said you grew up on Fred Hammond, you grew up on gospel and things of that nature. How do you feel about the current church?
Nah, honestly, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I haven't been to church in a lot of years, but I don't know. I feel like it's certain ones though. It's just like finding good music. You just gotta find. You gotta find church hard. Like, you gotta research. You ain't gonna be able to go to any church and just feel like they helping your life or type shit.
It's more not good music out there.
We was joking about it, but or just the fact that it's legit and that it's something that's reputable and that you could like go to work at 9 to 5 and feel comfortable tithing there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now I'll be up at the church, like, every once in a while. I go to church now for a funeral or when your grandma's like, I really want you to come to church. And I'll just be looking like, this is a scam.
Nigga, the last time I was Eli we took him to get christened, right? So we get christened and I hadn't been to church in a while, nigga. Bro, it sounded like the pastor was talking directly to me throughout the whole sermon. He's like, you're sitting in here and you just feel like you shouldn't really be in here. You feel like, what are you doing? I'm like, this nigga is talking direct. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, damn. And his sermon was about like people that haven't been to church in a while and they feel like they can go to baseball games, but they can't go to church and praise. So I'm like, damn, like
They do that at every single outside of church thing. That's their they have a formula. They know, like, oh, Mother's Day, everybody's gonna be here. Let me talk about this.
Let's hit him up. Because you said you felt like he was talking about you. He was talking about you.
Because he said it's crazy that most people. He's like, it's crazy how people feel comfortable in a club or a bar, but when they come to church, they just feel like they shouldn't. Just like, oh man, I don't.
You know why I stopped feeling bad about that speech when I was in church? Because it's the same format of the dude that was trying to get people to go to that community college, where he was like, hey,
you're just sitting on the couch.
You're doing nothing. And I was like, damn, I am sitting on the couch doing nothing. Why don't you take 5 minutes out the day and invest in yourself? And I was like, God, and you know what?
You're on the phone anyway.
That college went. What I'm about to say. And that college went bankrupt. So I was like,
they got bought by ICDC.
What was it called again?
No, it wasn't ICDC because that was
ICDC
Everest?
Was
Romeo College.
Master. What was it?
Everest, maybe.
That was Everest, and I think Little Romeo came and put the tank on him.
Little Romeo was ICDC college.
Nigga didn't even attend ICDC.
Hey, but you know what? Hey, kids, I went there too, and college be a scam too. So you know what I'm saying? I'm like, look,
college is
I'm not saying college altogether is a scam. I'm saying the system.
Yeah.
Some of y'all,
but you know what though? About college, I guess my takeaway from it, because I went to college, I studied architecture shit all 4 years, bro, and I still didn't graduate. My parents paid out of pocket. But one thing I do, think college is good for is just the relationships you make, and you especially like if you live on campus, and it's just like it really is like an experience. Unfortunately, it's an extremely expensive experience.
Yes,
but it is like an experience that I think like. Most people that are interested, like if kids are interested in going to college, if they're not, that's, what I'm saying. But like, if they're interested, I do think that it's something that they should experience because a lot of the people that I met led me to do things that I like do now, right? Like, nigga, as a matter of fact, I actually met Les as a freshman year in college. Like that nigga was like staying in the dorm across in the North Tower. So like, you know what I'm saying? It just like me. And yeah, I used to work the desk. So it's just kind of like, you meet people and you don't really realize you'll run into them again and work with them again. But it's some invaluable shit experiences out there.
And that's the other thing. That's what I'm saying. It try to keep your costs as low as possible. Like go out there and experience it. But I was like, dog, don't get wrapped up in I need to take out a bunch of loans to go to some school in the middle of nowhere. I was like, dog, you're probably not even going to use your degree, whatever you're doing for what you're doing. But meet people, get to know it, try to expand stuff. So yeah. And like I said, you never know. Like there might be a famous rapper that lives right across the hall from you. That he's gonna be a famous rapper, like Les. You know what I'm saying? Like Mickey. You never know, Also, I did run into Les one time. I was like, dog, we gotta have you on the podcast. And he was like, yeah. I said, look, man. I said, I talked to Todd. He told me. He was like, dog, it was so weird. He's got podcasts. He's still a little traumatized.
Yeah, no, that's what he was like. Yeah, man, I was like, all right. I told him. So. I don't know what else I could.
Like, don't worry, dog. We're not gonna jump you or nothing like that. Like it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
So, one thing too, since we're talking about college, Mickey, did you graduate from that college in Tennessee?
Yeah, I did. I went to school for 4 years. I graduated with a physical therapy degree. Shit, I'm not using that.
Wait, nigga, you got a safety net? You graduated?
Rap don't work.
That's what you want to call it. I have
Damn, my nigga got a degree in this. I ain't even know that.
Right. For anybody that wants to go back to the earliest episode that we have with Todd in the studio, and there is a hilarious story about his dad and his response.
Oh.
The best thing I've ever heard. I'm not gonna lie, I told my dad that, and I was like, see, I ain't that bad, baby. You know what I'm saying? I said it could have been worse. So yeah, go back and take a look at that story or whatever. So for you guys in particular who like I said, I like you, Mickey, I like Preach, Todd. There's this collection of people in Houston coming out of different areas that are like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna rap how I want to rap. I don't care what y'all are doing. And do y'all feel like it's starting to pick up traction at this point? Do you feel there's like a change in the tone of like, there used to be a time, Houstonians be like, dog, if you ain't doing this style of rap, I don't want to hear it. And now, how do y'all feel about the state now?
I'd say I feel like, it is picking up. Before I even moved from Houston and went to Atlanta, I felt like it was a type of renaissance going on out here, to where, like you said, like artists are starting to be 100% comfortable with their style and how they want to present themselves. And that day, he's just wilding out here on these
Atlanta.
But yeah, I feel like it's picking up. But again, it's gonna take like people to not give a fuck about like what anybody is doing or what anybody is thinking about their style of music,
I just think everybody should stop trying to be so fucking misunderstood. Sorry, that's the only annoying thing.
Like having attitudes, niggas.
It's just like, yo, bro, we get it. Like I think now, like he said, it is at a certain state. I think it's cool that people are able to express themselves and do what they do. Like that's tight, because Houston was a point in time where like you really couldn't be out here on no weird shit and you know what I'm saying, and be accepted. But it, unfortunately, like a lot of things, it took other people being weird in other places for Houston to kind of pick up on that shit. And that's kind of like the same thing with like places like Beaumont and Port Arthur, right? And you're like, you be in a small town, you don't really start trends in small town. You kind of like feed into the bigger cities trends. So it also created like a lot of things that I don't think are genuine. I think if a lot of people kind of go out of their way to be weird these days because they think that that's what the norm is being weird. So since the norm is being weird, like, it's just kind of refreshing to just have a nigga that just raps. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, just rap and spit the bars and like, do your shows and you don't have to be like too extra these days.
Leave Tizo touchdown out of this, dog.
Like, that's, but you know what though?
I listened to him.
I respect that. I respect that a lot. I didn't personally know dude because he's like way younger than me, but like he probably seemed like one of them dudes who's probably just like weird in high school, and like that shit that he does seems extremely genuine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
I said, dog, whatever it is, he believes in it.
Yeah, like that's not an act. Like you have niggas that will see that and try to act like that. But you had the kids that I don't even like to call them weird because that's just like, you know what I'm saying? But just shit that we didn't understand. You had your like kind of goth black kids and shit in Beaumont, and just we would look at them like crazy. But yeah, that's just like, we just live in a day and age where like just do you, man. Just don't be just be genuine about it though, I guess.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like. You need to be genuine because that's the thing. Like when we came up, black people could only do like 4 things. And then it was like, yo, you can skateboard now. And then we was like, nigga, we've been on that shit. We're from the suburbs. So a lot of the shit, and
that was Lupe Fiasco.
Like,
Lupe Fiasco and Pharrell, like them niggas was like, cause think about it, bro. I mean, and of course there's always been a culture for black people skateboarding, but it's been niche and it's been not something that was mainstream. But then like nigga, Lupe Fiasco's first single was called Kick Push. You know what I mean? And then niggas was like, yo, bro, like, nigga, Lil Wayne had me wearing belt chains and wallet chains and shit. It's just like, what?
Him and Kanye made our clothes fit. I was like, before it was like the biggest shirt ever. Then it was like tailor-made, nigga.
I love Kanye, but I think he's like, I love him, bro. But like, I don't know. I think he's doing something weird to the music industry right now, and it's like a lot of people are trying to do that shit and be like super weird, and it's just not working. But I don't know.
He's like, pulled off the mask, and
I think he's trolling a lot of people at this point, though.
Oh, but I think so too. I think he's doing that.
The nigga, like, did you see the last drop where they were in dumpsters?
Yeah. Because I feel like he can do what he's like. I can do whatever, and it's
bro. You're buying like an extremely mass-produced shirt. And I think it was on like one design, right? Like just like one design of a hoodie, and like $1 million of them in a dumpster. And niggas was like waiting in line, going crazy over that shit. And I'm like, yo. I mean, I don't know if this dude could do any wrong at this point. Like, that nigga's reached a level of like.
Once he started releasing rough drafts of albums and selling out stadiums, I was like, oh, you can do whatever you want to do. That
Literally.
nigga will show up at the stadium and be like, "Hey, the album's not even done, so can y'all wait a couple of hours and then I'll show y'all what y'all got." And I'm like,
"Here, why don't y'all buy this $200 merch in the meantime, though?"
I'm like, "Dog, we bought tickets." You're like, yeah.
East era, if you have a name, you can do certain things and people just follow suit. But that's the difference that I see with Mickey. How did you learn to rap like that? Your cadences are unorthodox. And as I said before, I listen to a lot of rappers, and a lot of times they just regurgitate what other rappers said as far as metaphors and simile. And I gotta admit, like, people like, and there's two, I know I'm gonna get in trouble for this, I don't care. You and 21 Savage, only two people I've heard with stuff.
21 hard. I love
where like you talked about how you listen to, you know, gospel early on. What influenced you to rap the style that you rap?
I think me and my friends were always like super interested in like high level rap, right? We were, at least for me, I was always like in school, my thing was literature. Like I wanted to be able to flip words, metaphors as much as I could. Like, bro, I still have like trophies and stuff from like different literature, like competitions and stuff that I would win back home. And I think that just kind of transformed into me wanting to like do it at a rap level, right? And so when I think battle rap was kind of super influential for me in that too, because bro, I was on like battle rap before like rap, like the Smack DVDs, even before.
Who's your favorite battle rapper
coming up? I would say Daylight right now. I think ain't nobody really touching Daylight.
Yeah.
Really?
I say Daylight and Sue Surf. They my favorites.
Wait. Todd, who's your favorite battle rapper?
Probably Charlie Clips.
I like Charlie Clips.
Yeah, like if I had to just say then probably like my second would be K-Shine.
I would definitely. I feel like if Daylight didn't have the extra, like the stuff on the face, and
he be doing.
I'm tripping.
Oh,
T-Top.
Oh, you wildin', bro. You wildin'.
T-Top got bars, bro.
Hey, any day. You never know.
I'm going with Sue Surf for the most part against anybody because I believe every fucking thing that nigga say, bro. He's just so fucking believable. But yeah, I think battle rap was super influential in me wanting to be able to rap at a high level and flip words more than anybody that I ever heard, right? And so Lil Wayne was like one of the first people that introduced me to like the metaphors and stuff like that, but I always wanted to put my own spin on it. I'm still not even understanding like what I'm doing, y'all. I'm kind of just like doing my own thing right now and hoping niggas like it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
We like it because your cadence ain't A and B. It's not like
that's my thing. I always, even from dressing, from fashion to music taste, from movies that I like, I always looked at what everybody was liking, and I kind of wanted to do my own thing. Like I never wanted to do what everybody else did.
You definitely right outside the bar. You definitely right all the way outside, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
yeah.
That's dope to hear y'all say that though. I'm glad y'all are like really catching shit like that for real, because that's what I do it for.
Well, what were the themes when y'all were going in the Golden Triangle? Like we said, that's what I was bringing up with that religion question. Because the last album Todd did seem like it was more based on these aspects of the hypocrisy of religion and just the effects of religion, and you could see that tone going through it. For Golden Triangle, what were the themes you were thinking about as you're writing and trying to get across?
So first and foremost, I always want to, my thing, I feel like my niche, what I can write is I can sit down and write a song with my eyes closed if I'm talking about life. You know what I'm saying? If I'm just talking about like my own journey and things like that. I'm never really into like the braggadocious shit, even though you do hear that on Name This Hoe Later, you do hear that on certain records. But I always want to just try to write something that can first help me get through what I'm going through. And then secondly, like be able to like connect with a listener and make them feel things that a normal rapper or a normal artist they wouldn't feel from them, right? So that's first and foremost. But as far as Golden Triangle, so there's that, and then there's Golden Triangle where I'm trying to also incorporate these Southern themes, like these Texas themes, like this 409 shit, this trill shit. I'm trying to make sure we drive that home as much as possible because like I said, I wanted to make something that my friends could hear and immediately associate themselves with. So Todd helped me a lot with that because, and like he said, in every song there's a SUC sample, there's a UGK sample, there's fucking Donna talking about POP, hold me down, like type shit. So I can immediately like recognize, okay, where I need to take these songs. But for the most part, yeah, there's three things. I want to make sure I set myself apart lyrically, and I want to make sure I talk about things that I'm dealing with, like in my life, right? So on what's Not Budging. So on Not Budging, when on the chorus where I'm like, I got to get myself together, I'm thinking about like, fuck, I'm not in a space where I thought I would be at this moment in time. I'm 29 and I'm still having financial problems. I'm still working these 9 to 5. I'm still waking up every day and going to work for somebody else, which is the number one thing I hate. I was telling Todd this the other day, like that's my number one goal. I want to be able to not have to keep getting up and going to work for somebody else. It's just like a crazy juxtaposition to me. I was talking about this at the show last night. It's like, I'm getting up every day and I'm going, or my job is I embroider towels in Atlanta, right? So I'm on these machines, putting the towel on, I'm waiting for it to get off, and I'm putting another towel on, I'm waiting for it to get off, and I'm putting another towel on all day, right? But I get on my phone, I'm looking at my DMs, and niggas is pouring their hearts out to me, like listening to my music, telling me how much I'm changing their life through my music. So it's just crazy to me, like the two differences. And Todd kind of associated with this too, because he was telling me about his job, like being a waiter.
Oh yeah, dog.
Working with the nice guys. Tell him a little bit about that.
that shit was like, we was doing music, you know, back in the day, and we were this group called the Nice Guys, and like, nigga, I still had this job at this Italian restaurant where you had to wear a real stupid ass tie. Y'all remember that movie, Office Space?
Of course.
And you know how like they had to have pieces of flair.
Had the flair.
Yeah, like it was kind of one of those places. It was like a celebratory Italian restaurant. I'm not even gonna say the name of it because I'm not about to give them no promo. But it was just like,
I worked there.
Like
too.
We would be like on a Red Bull tour on a Sunday, right? And then finish the tour. And then I have to like on that same day, like we get back, let's say we get back at like 2 p.m. I gotta go to work at like 4 p.m. And I gotta go fucking like literally sing, me and like 4 other coworkers have to sing a table of 12, 13-year-olds happy birthday while dropping off their large bowls of spaghetti.
Yeah.
Getting, you know, refilling teas and making strawberry sodas for kids and shit like that. So it was like this crazy, like, damn, bro, like that shit really, it hits you when you think about it pretty differently. But so when Mickey said that shit, I was like, yeah, bro, I can actually, you know what I'm saying? I can identify with that a little bit because have y'all ever seen that show Severance?
Yes.
Nigga, that's like, Mickey, you need to watch that show, bro. It's bro, it's lit as fuck. And you would actually identify with it too, because it's like splitting your work self from your not in work self, which sounds like two totally different people. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're at work and that's just your job. And then like your coworkers may or may not know that you do the whole rap shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, they're like, wait, what the fuck? Like, if they didn't know, they may just stumble across your shit one day and they'd be like, wait, I work with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely an interesting balance there, but it's coming to it.
It takes that too, because I at this job I had before a long time ago, I remember I went in and I'm the work guy. So I'm at the meetings, I'm talking to everybody, all that. And I remember this one lady told a 420 joke. I turned to her and said, what's 420? My friend who knows me died. Like, you are acting. I'm like, they don't need to know. They don't watch the show. So.
You gotta put on a show. You gotta put on a show. That's just kind of how it works out. And that kind of goes to like Zero was talking about that the last episode. Zero was like, Doc, I wasn't even making money until like the 4th, 5th album.
Years ago, yeah.
Dude's coming up to me like, yo, I love your music. And I'm looking at you like, Doug, you got a better car than I do. Like,
better life than me, bro.
Yeah. Or when we was back in the studio, Damian Randall, when he was with Chaos, was like, Doug, I headlined a show in Europe. Like, we got out there, it was sold out. 20, 30,000 people just jumping up and down. And he goes, and on Monday, I was like back at work typing on the computer.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like, he rocked an arena. He rocked an arena and went back to a cubicle.
Hold on, bro. we went and found the video, and I'm like, Doug, what are you like? It was like just thousands and thousands of people just jumping up and down. And he goes, Doug, we were the headliners and we didn't know. They were just like, hey, we're gonna fly you out here. And we flew out, and then we walked out on stage, and we're like, oh, this is for us. I didn't know y'all was listening to our music like that. So like that was it. So yeah, that's got to be weird though to have that balance of I'm known, and especially nowadays where it's like, look, man, you can be a TikTok star with 3 million followers and also be a barista at Starbucks.
I mean,
it's cool, it's the same thing.
It's cool because like I feel like we were talking about the theme of the project. I feel like, I mean, a lot of people say like, oh, just talk about my real life and shit. But I think one of the underlying themes of the project was also, subject matter wise at least, was just like, yo, man, I'm still going to work every day. Like I'm still like I essentially I'm rapping out here. I'm doing this tight shit, but like I'm still going to work. Like the 40 Days, 40 Nights project. There was a little video promo that we put out, and it was just like the nigga like literally in the video promo, like this nigga's like stacking boxes in his Amazon uniform. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of rappers and shit like that try to pretend like they live this life where they just get money and they don't go to work, right? That's like a pretty standard thing to do. When like a lot of niggas do be going to work and having jobs and shit like that, and their weekend life looks just so fucking turned up, but then Monday they going straight to work. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of people try to hide the fact that they work, right? So I think that's a pretty cool aspect of the project. It's like, nah, man, like I think it's a level of relatability to the average consumer, right? Like, cause you know, you can get lost in like lyrics where niggas is just like,
I got all the money.
Just turn up. It's just like, yo, man, that shit could probably be that shit. Like a nigga that's probably like struggling, trying to get by, like probably not trying to hear like how rich you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how fucking boss your shit is, which is cool. Like niggas want to turn up in the club to that shit and do that shit. Yeah, do that shit. But there's probably a time where you just like, man, okay, Khaled, like fuck.
Right. You have to call him out.
I mean, like, yeah, no, I'll be like Instagram. I'm like, yeah, bro, you're rich. You're really rich. Like,
I also feel like that perception is gonna change because we in a recession. Like people ain't got the money that they got like they used to get. I also feel like that's why I think a lot more people are paying attention to Houston, because I feel like Houston is the home of like the working rapper. Like everybody be knowing like, oh, that's such and such. He rap hard and he also work over here. And it's like you just know it and nobody's making fun of it. It's like, duh, like he got a real job that gets him money and the rap money be extra. So he still party like the rest of us and all that stuff. But
he got like my nigga like DeLorean, man. Like he
about to say that.
Like literally like that nigga be out here like, yo, he builds decks. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's his fucking bread and butter. And like
I was at a party.
Also a great ass rapper.
I was at a party and some girl was like, oh, here's the guy that put my decks together. I was like, oh, DeLorean, he got a hard ass tape. And then it was like, he raps? And I was like,
this nigga's rap.
They put his album on right then, and she was like, "Dude, I would have got him to sign an autograph if I had known this."
Yeah, bro, that nigga's and then he's been rapping for a while, bro. That nigga's like a low key, like an OG, man. Like niggas don't really talk about him.
I looked up to DeLorean just for that fact, man. Just because he like really rap at a high level, and you could tell he not bullshitting on the music tip.
Yeah.
But also, he getting his ass up and he going like make a living for himself. He going find a skill that most people wouldn't normally try to do. You know what I'm saying? He's going building these decks. He didn't move into like building houses. He's building these like extreme like extravagant walls and people's houses and shit. Like
that's just wild, bro.
That's admirable to me.
Yeah. Even like Rob Gillette, that man found some.
That nigga out here slanging that rice, man. I still need to catch up with him on that. I don't know. I haven't had any yet, but like
I'm surprised your fat ass ain't had.
I'm surprised too, bro. I'm really surprised. I need to.
My fat ass and had some.
It's not fat shame on this show.
I'm talking about me. Nigga.
You know, I bought a pan of rice. Yeah. Like I'm right down the street. He was like, all I got is pans. I was like, that was all I was gonna order. You thought I was getting a bowl? No, this is for the week.
My fat ass ain't that.
Fuck, man, y'all niggas funny, dog.
So, how long, Todd, before we, that girl Lele got a Nickelodeon show? You have a child. You produce.
Number one,
At
baby.
what point do you say, son?
No,
And what do you when you put him to bed? Do you put a little mic next to him and you're like,
Fuck no.
in due time, in due time?
No, I will say this though. It's funny enough, like I've never actually laughed more at a human being more than I've laughed at my son. Like for whatever reason, I know it's weird to think like, bro, how can an 8-month-old be funny? I don't fucking know. Like it's
the faces,
he's pretty funny, man. Like it's not me and Ali be sitting like just watching them do things, and it's just like, do you understand the hilarity in watching like a human being like discover their fucking legs, like, or like discover like, oh, what's the, and you just like, oh god, he's about to throw it. He's about to, you know what I'm saying? It's just funny, bro. So like, yeah, I don't know, but I would never try to put him in that position to do that shit, man. I'm just like, bro, just do what you want to do. Here's research everything, just check it out, bro. Like if you want to
what happens if that's what he wants to do? What happens if he
wants to do like music or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Or just anything entertainment wise?
Yeah.
Be supportive and let him know he needs some really thick skin. That's pretty much it.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Like if you, I mean, but it's getting so like watered. Like, I mean, when we talked about TikTok earlier, like, man, like you could just really just do anything on like I don't even know what it takes these days, or I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I saw somebody grease a paper plate yesterday, crack an egg on the paper plate, bro, and put it in a microwave and cook that shit just like that.
Yeah,
bro, and it's
5 million views.
Like, so
you never know what. Doug, remember at the height of the very beginning of the pandemic, old buddy with the ocean spray bottle on the skateboard?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of him the other day. He was sitting with Snoop Dogg, and the only reason I recognized him is because he had an ocean spray bottle. As the caption was, Dog, this nigga is gonna have to carry juice around with him for the rest of his life. But I was like, Dog, you have no clue.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Oh man, it's so cool!" Like this dude is just like living life on a skateboard.
With Mac and some ocean spray. Now he doing better than all of us. That's what
He is about ocean spray.
That's all it is. I'm like, he's been sponsored and all this stuff. So I'm like, you never know. On one hand, it kind of democratizes out celebrity, and then it also makes it like, whatever, you know. Like I've run into students that is like, I got 50,000 followers, like whatever.
I think I would tell my son though if he's not good at something. I think I would. I think I would be like just straight up, like if he came to me and spit some bars or some shit like that, like, and he's like, "Yo, I'm right. Like this is my bars." If they weren't fire, I wouldn't tell them.
That's how you get
that ain't it, Eli.
Yeah, so like I wouldn't like lie to them. I feel like a lot of parents like lie to their kids.
Yeah.
Then once again, when they get around other people that are really good at something, they're just like, fuck, like you just feel lied to, huh? Your parents didn't tell you.
Yeah, but then the flip side is he could be like, Dog, Jay-Z still rap about his uncle that did not listen to his bars.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to his bars. His uncle just didn't listen. I'm gonna listen. If his uncle listened, he would be like, "Yo, this is good." Right?
Oh, okay.
I'm going to listen.
No. That's what we say. But I was like, Dog, your uncle might have been listening. He just might not have thought you were good. It was. He was like, nah. He was like, Dog. I was just like, you know, I was listening to hip hop started out in the park, and then my nephew gonna come up here talk about too many syllables. How am I supposed to dance to that?
I'm not saying like you should stop because I say it's bad. I'm just saying like this is what I think.
Get better, nigga.
Yeah,
like that ain't it.
Like, this is not the performance of the number one baby.
Yeah, the number one baby. That said, yo, as a producer, because I mean we can make it awkward real quick. You're dealing with a rapper. Is there ever a point like you and Mickey like, hey Mickey, that ain't it, man. That ain't it. I thought it was it.
Nah, I've never actually with this nigga. I've never had that issue at all. Like with this nigga's body, I ain't gonna lie. Like it's no gas. I've never been like, but then like it's like typically, generally the people that I work with are pretty talented in what they do. So I don't work with a whole lot of people, right? But these niggas like Mickey are just like they write their raps and then they just perform them shits and they memorize them shit. So. As a matter of fact, it's funny because nigga Mickey had a "this ain't it" moment on one of my beats, and I was like, damn, for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I took that shit kind of like, okay, well, fine, like, fuck it.
Oh my God. He's trying to get me to use this beat too, y'all.
So like, it was like a BB, it was like a track we put on the album, And I was like, really just kind of like, yo, man, we should really put this shit on the album. And then he was like, he actually entertained the idea. The nigga wrote a song to it, and he just wasn't feeling it. And I was like, probably like just because I really fuck with the beat so hard. I was like, yeah, this is perfect. It's perfect. We don't gotta do it. But then he was like, nah, man, I'm just like finally went back and forth. He's like, you know what, bro? I'm just not feeling the beat. How about that?
I don't like it.
Mickey,
I don't like
how
it.
long? How long? Like when he first of all, when you were when you were just gonna humor him and you was writing to it, what were you thinking in your head? Like you're like, how do I tell it?
Nah, honestly, I was like, maybe, you know, because I trust Todd, bro, more than I normally trust people. So I'm like, fuck it. And I don't just write to any beat. So for me to write to that shit was like a big thing for me. So I was just like, okay, you know what? Maybe you ever seen the Jay-Z meme where he trying to get into the whatever? That's what I was.
That worked. Oh wait,
you know what? Maybe he right. Maybe I need to like. Maybe I tried to wait. I don't know how long the period of time was. So what you think it was like a month or something?
It was a month.
And I finally was like,
like
you know, it ain't really grew on me yet. I hadn't changed my mind. I
hadn't changed my mind. Like me, bro, like
I kind of just had to be like, you know what, bro? I just don't like the people.
And that was probably one of the first times a nigga had just outright said like, I don't like this beat, Todd. Like you know what I'm saying, like I was like, all right, cool. Well, then fine. I'll give it to somebody else then. So then now just
because you know, bro, I like all your shit. I'll be fucking with all Todd shit. It's just this one. It just wasn't. It wasn't hitting the same for me.
Can't wait to hear this.
Like I would say you got to do like Kanye West because I think he's perfected it. You have to compliment the person and say that they don't rise to, like when Rick Ross is talking about like, yo, Kanye West made me rewrite the verse. He was like, dog, this ain't you. This ain't you. And I know Kanye was yelling at him in the studio, like, this ain't you, dog. This ain't the Rick Ross I'm looking for. Like, this ain't you.
Nah, man, I never once ever like when it comes to the process of this project, like I never once interjected or had anything to say about any lyric or any type of, it was just like, nah, that's that nigga specializes in. This nigga's really good at that shit. So I'm not a rapper. I can critique what I'd like, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's not for me to try to like hop in this bitch and like write a hook with this nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of niggas do that shit, like producers and shit be wanting like writing credits because they him. I mean, which I get it in some cases, but dog, when niggas is like just rapping like that, just rap, bro. You got it. Like you good. And then it's also good to work, man. Our engineer was also really good too, who was also from Port Arthur, K Shells up at Trill Wave Studios. Like that nigga's like really, he's been doing this shit for like 20 years. So he just comes through, or we went to him, and then he that's actually where we shot the little promo at with the Bum Beat thing, was at the Trill Wave Studios. But he's worked with Mickey in the past, so you have this relationship, which is really important. A lot of people don't really think about that much, but between like engineer and rapper, like, you know what I'm saying, like that's an important relationship to try to grow. Like if you can find an engineer that it's like finding a barber.
Perfect.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, cause you know what I mean? Some niggas environments don't be comfortable, but they good at what they do, so you still don't want to be there. So it shows, it's just like, yeah, so then, you know what I'm saying, that situation works. And yeah, it's just like a pretty seamless process.
I don't think enough people understand that finding the right voice that you want to record with is very important. Finding the right EQs on your voice and having an engineer that already knows this and already has it there for you. Because a lot of people think you could just walk in there, and sometimes there are some people that sound the way they sound or rap the way they rap, but the majority of people, no.
Who's that we always talk about? When he went to Grand Trey.
Yeah.
Trey,
yeah, I talk about that.
I really enjoy Trey. I've always liked Trey's voice and everything, but when he went to Grand Hustle, I was like, oh, he must be working with a different engineer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Everything sounds so.
They can bring out different shit in your voice, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He used to sound muddled on his early stuff, and then like once he got with them, then it was like the beat was clearly separated. The bass was clearly separated from the bass in his voice. But before it used to be like
Shells mixed every, so like kind of like lately, especially like in today, like a lot of niggas don't necessarily track out every instrument and every beat these days to get it mixed and stuff. A lot of people do, but it's not as commonplace as it used to be. But Shell's like, man, we tracked every instrument out, and he mixed every instrument. It sounds real good. So it's like, yeah, he between the beat and the vocals, definitely, man.
So how long is it gonna take for y'all to make another album? 5 years, 10 years?
Man, if we get this literally, like, so the deluxe version, which we're gonna also release a vinyl of both of them. You know, like, I'm putting that in the air. We release this deluxe version. It's just gonna have, like I said, a few more new songs, some remixes, and a few guest producers, like probably Shells and Tony Dark. Always
Shout
good
out to Tony Dark.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, we'll work on that, man. And then shit, just whenever it happens naturally. Like, Mickey got a lot of producers that fuck with him, so it's just no shortage of like good beats circulating.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
So what are the plans now? So I mean, for both of you, I know this is just coming out. Well, this came out recently, but y'all always got a lot of irons in the fire. Or, you know, with Todd, there's always projects that he was working on 5 years ago that are coming out tomorrow. So what else do y'all have going on, you know, coming up soon in terms of this album and other projects? Dog, nothing?
Oh, I was like, I'll let Mickey take that one.
I was trying to see who wanted to talk first. I ain't gonna lie, I have hella unreleased music, man. I got a project with Tony coming out for sure. I got a project with Kay and The Rue. I don't know if y'all familiar with them, the band called The Rue.
The Rue? Okay.
We're doing a joint project with Robert Hodge. It's supposed to be like a art installation project where every song is gonna he's gonna have a painting or at least an art piece to every song. So we're trying to get that done. And I got a project with my homeboy JP from Detroit. I got a project with one of my friends from Charlotte that we're doing like an EP, like a little 6-song EP. So I got at least like 4 or 5 projects that I'm working on right now.
It's a good thing you went first, because Todd's like,
I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, man, no projects really come to mind right now. I'm just working on art in general. Like, that's kind of what I've been doing. And, you know, like, do you guys watch The Office?
Yeah. Of
course. Do you understand the prince behind me?
The
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. That's hilarious.
Yes.
Yes.
Over there.
That's
okay.
I get it, man.
Yeah. So I just been kind of like tapping more into that. Like, I had fun with this project, just like doing the art behind it. Like the art direction was just cool. So yeah, and just making more beats. I'm actually working on a project with Buddy Rowe right now. Okay. So I'm doing some of the shout out to Reading with a Rapper and Jaren and all of them. I'm doing some of the creative direction behind this album that Buddy Rowe is putting out, and I don't know if that's even supposed to be talked about. I don't know but yeah, I'm just working on a project with Buddy Rowe, so that's it. I'm not producing the whole project. I just have like
I'm just might fight you.
It's like, that was supposed to be
I don't know how under the wraps it is, but like, yeah, that's pretty much. So maybe we need to cut that part out. I don't know. I'll ask.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Nobody watches this piece. What should be surprised? We were sitting there. We went to a David Banner release party, and
I saw that.
Okay, so at one point, David Banner gets excited, gets on the mic like, Doug, OG Ron C and Michael 5000 Watts about to screw and chop my album. We back, baby. And then I was like, I'm talking to Ron C afterwards. I was like, oh, that's dope. He goes, yeah, he wasn't supposed to say that. But
hey, speaking of the Chop Stars, that Chopra, that shit was like that shit was
incredible.
Like legendary.
Incredible.
I don't think I wasn't really expecting all that when I was like, I didn't really know what to expect.
Nobody knew what to expect. Avery
like,
didn't come because he was grocery shopping with our father, but you missed out.
No,
you missed out.
Dog. So yeah, so that's why you was there, but you wasn't there.
Yeah.
I had a lot going on, and I was grocery shopping with our dad.
I texted him, and I was like, "Dog, I got an."
He told me immediately. Look,
as soon as they told me, "Yo, you got an extra ticket," I was like, "Dog, you got to get down here now." He's like, "Man, I'm grown." And at that point, I'm not in his defense. At that point, I couldn't explain what it was. Like I was like,
I was just like, yeah, I guess they're gonna play
not even that. A lot was going. I had just been fired from a job. I was in my feelings.
Right? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
I had just been fired. Okay.
It was definitely like something. I hope they do it again. I mean, it seems like something that they would want to do again. But they bought out like all the Houston legends, and just to have an opera, hearing an opera play. Hearing an orchestra, I'm sorry, I keep saying opera. Having an orchestra play, having an orchestra play like June 27th. It's like, man, that's crazy. You know.
So shouts out to that was OG Ron C. Ann Lundy is the name of the woman that was running this orchestra.
I actually took a picture with her.
You said what?
I took a picture with her.
I know he was standing there. It's like, gotta get a picture. I said, we're gonna have her on the show as well, and she has a young lady in the orchestra. Her name is Symphonique. That's her actual name, and I was like, okay. She was like, yeah. When they told me, I thought it was gonna be like.
I never in my life ever asked to take pictures with people ever. It's never something I do. But the composer of that,
she was incredible.
Of orchestra, I was like, I gotta break protocol here. Like,
and it looks so cool then back to back, where she's like conducting the orchestra and Ron C is DJing. I'm like, Doug, this is dope.
This is crazy.
Like I said, that was incredible. Like there was just no getting around it. So that was great.
So hopefully the next live Mickey Wood show will be like that. We'll have an orchestra.
Hopefully.
With like classroom concerts or something like that. I still be like, nah, we gotta do more of those, like classroom concerts.
Yeah, those are dope. Who's over that?
Our cousin.
Our cousin.
So yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah. If y'all want to link up, because I'm like, they do a great job. They got a live band.
That's something to talk about, like for real. Yeah. I think that'd be a good one. I saw that. That was
and you can check out our episode with Classroom Concerts.
Oh yeah. Flip back to our episode with Classroom Concerts. They're fantastic, and they like connect with. The thing I like about them is it's like they always be picking the right people. Like they could go anywhere, and then they'd be like, nah, like I really like they would be like, I like because they fan out over the same people we fan out over. Like they'd be like, Doug, y'all know Rob Gillette? I was like, yeah. He goes, Rob Gillette go hard. I was like, yeah, he do. And so that's the thing too. Like I really like a lot of these organizations and new brands and new venues that are like, Doug, I really want to support a lot of this Houston music that keeps coming out. And it looks like it's coming internally from the city as opposed from let's wait for it to come from outside the city first, and then let's all be like, oh, we love it. I feel like that. Yeah, I said that gives your artist kind of a chip on their shoulder too.
I hate that shit, bro.
I was here. I was here. I was next to you the whole time, and you were like, yeah, but then Atlanta said they.
Let's never let a Canadian come in here and become the forever again. As much as I like that guy, let's not let it.
Are you talking about what's his name that made the Slow Line Banger remix? Is that what you're talking about? That nigga? What's his name? Tory Lanez? Oh man. I'm sorry, I can't rock with that one. That one.
Like that what is Tory Lanez doing? He's not in jail yet.
I want to know what happened. All right. I've heard, but I want to know specifically because I was
almost like you can't even really like because if you it's like taking sides at this point. So I have no comment on that.
I take sides.
And we live in the city too.
If
you say anything wrong, you could be cut like the because we're in media. If you say anything wrong, you could be cutting off.
I know. That's why, like, with that whole situation, man, no comment. I don't condone violence. So
I love Meg.
I'm about to say,
protect Black women.
I take sides. I take sides, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I was like, dang, I don't think people really understand how long it takes to go to court. I don't think people understand how long it takes to go to court during COVID. And I don't think people understand how long it takes to go to
especially COVID,
where one side is kind of pushing things down the way. But I was like, dang, the stuff I'm reading in the court, I was like, oh, I'm not saying Tory Lanez is gonna go to jail. I am saying he's gonna get some kind of punishment. So,
you think so?
I don't think he's gonna come out the shot as far. Because look, when the opposite argument is, I mean, he ain't really shoot her in the foot. I was like, nah, but he shot at. Look, I didn't know that was the sticking point here. Like,
okay, so yeah,
I was like, oh, well, he shot at her, but he didn't shoot her in the foot. And you're like, okay.
It's like, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. Who wins? It's just,
yeah.
It's all if both of them, if either one of them is lying, it's pretty fucked up. So like, if Tory Lanez is lying, it's obviously fucked up. And if she's saying like,
I think Megan will start the way. Also, I didn't know there was this many Tory Lanez fans, and this is not to say. I know every time I say that, people go, "He's very talented," and I was like,
where do you see the Tory Lanez fans at?
But that's my point. It's like I was like,
I think niggas know about the situation. I don't think like, I mean, when have you ever gotten somebody's car and they're playing Tory Lanez?
No, never. And now I was like, nah, y'all are really fake Tory Lanez fans.
No, they're just like it's just a topic to take sides on.
Yeah,
it's literally like it's literally like
the men that hate women are clearly are all about Tory Lanez. Well, she lying. I'm like, nigga, why?
You know what might change the tone though? You know what I feel like? I feel like a lot of those dudes was conflicted when she came out with the song with Future. They was like, damn. Like, I like Future.
Toxic God.
No, like I like Future and I like Tory Lanez, but if Future likes Meg Thee Stallion, I don't know how to feel.
I'm gonna just say it too.
I don't know how to feel.
Raps way better than Tory Lanez. Way better.
Well, yeah.
World's better.
She's a good rapper. I will say this, and this has nothing to do with that. It's just talking about conflict between two artists. Mainly because you talked about Beyonce's album dropping yesterday. Let me tell you the reverence that Black people have for Khalees. All right. Khalees talked about Beyonce Knowles on the eve of her album release. And I'm going to tell you right now, there is many an R&B artist that has just stuttered the name Beyonce. And they've been like, we will never listen to you again. Like, they were like, I will never listen to an album. With Khalees, everybody went, damn. Okay, wait.
Let's get down to see what really happened.
but y'all think like, what do y'all think about that scenario, right? I mean, what's been the, because I haven't heard the project yet, but what's been the general reaction to the album? Do people like it?
Here's my thing. One, when the album came out, it appears like it's not a large sample that they took. Secondly, it's an interpolation. Thirdly, I don't think Beyonce needed to credit her at all. I think she was doing it out like, yo, let me give you your flowers. And word.
So wait, look. Let's not get paid. Not get paid for the sample.
I don't know how that works out, and that's my thing. But the other thing is, Pharrell, there's no getting around it. There's no love lost between Khalees and the Neptunes, and the Neptunes most likely did Khalees dirty. There's no getting around it. She ain't never gonna be happy with them until she's done right. So, that's just it. So I feel like a lot of that was basically like, dog, y'all know I'm still mad at Pharrell. Y'all know I'm mad at Pharrell. Like, y'all know it. I'm just like, that's really all that is.
And let me be on record once again to saying, I think this is Beyonce's best album she's ever made.
Are you serious?
To me, bro. I really like this album.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't have an opinion. I don't know. Like, I haven't heard it yet. So
I listened to the first track, and I did the same thing I did with Kendrick Lamar because they released at midnight. I was like, damn, I need to I'm going to bed though. I was like, I gotta start releasing stuff at noon. Y'all can't. What's wrong with noon? Y'all release.
No, I'm gonna check it out though. I guess it's just something I never really thought about. But like, yeah, I've never really been like, man, let me check out this.
I'm saying, take your girl out and put it on. It'll change the whole.
No, it's so funny because I didn't even know Allie listens to Beyonce like that because she really don't be like listen to it, but like she listens to that shit. I think at midnight, the whole thing. Because she was like,
that's why I heard it.
And I was like, nah, you heard.
And it's very hard to talk. And that's the other thing. Like when Khalees was first coming out, and it was all the drama the day before, I was like, Beyonce's team is kind of meticulous about like everything. Like everything.
You have to be.
They be crediting like TikTok people on that. Like I don't care who you are. Like they got your name on something. So I was like, y'all might want to wait for like, you know, the album to come out so we can find out what it is. And I feel like Khalees is like, yo, you know, y'all know I kind of jumped the gun, but also, I guess fuck Pharrell forever.
Well, Khalees should take this opportunity to drop a song and maybe an album.
I think she has.
That's what I would do. She's dropped. She dropped an album.
Really like
yeah,
that.
I think she has an album out. I think she has
an album like maybe 2 years ago, and it went.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even call it a beef, but like, I mean, if you're quote unquote like publicly beefing with Beyonce, like you might as well just take the publicity.
And she is the only person I have ever seen be able to. First of all, I mean, you know, rest in peace, Carrie Hilson, but she can't. And I don't remember what Carrie Hilson said exactly about Beyonce, but the world went, we will never listen to you again.
She had a song with Kanye West and Neo on it. If that's not a rollout, I don't know what is.
And Carrie Hilson's album was cold. It was cold. Like, it was a good album, but I was like, dog.
Anne-Marie too. Look what happened to Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie was like, Beyonce jocked my style. And it was like, Anne-Marie.
Like, never again. Never again.
It was like, this one thing sounds like, I'm sorry, whatever. The Beyonce song sounds like this one thing. And it was like, get out of here. We don't want that,
man.
Keisha Cole, I was like, dog, you can't. I said, dog, you just can't say nothing about Beyonce.
Keisha Cole. I mean, it was.
You gotta leave Beyonce alone, man.
It was inevitable. Keisha Cole.
Words was said, and then I was like, dog, you know, I said, you know, Beyonce is very socially active. She just don't talk. So you know she looking like
so
niggas need to keep my name out your mouth.
She's so socially active. I remember on her Instagram where she would post pictures and not put a caption. And then the day she put a caption, the internet shut down.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
First of all, Beyonce hopped on TikTok and it was all over my For You page. And she only had one video. It just kept popping up.
I have a lot of respect for for people like Beyonce, even like Jay-Z, to be as the level of fame and stardom that they are, and like just the level of like that they've reached to not necessarily take advantage of like being stupid as fuck on social media, or just like you know what I'm saying, like that little stint when Kanye, like it felt like that nigga discovered what Instagram could do, and he's just like losing his fucking shit on Instagram. It's just like, bro, like it was way cooler when we didn't see you or hear you talk all the time. Like,
I mean, it was cooler.
Like, what if Jay-Z all of a sudden just like switched one day and he started posting all of his opinions? I'd be like, bro.
I'd be like, Doc, you ain't gotta do that.
I'm glad they didn't have it, because Michael Jordan would have been canceled. We'd have known about R. Kelly a long time ago. I went. This is strange too. I went back and I was listening. I still listen to R. Kelly. I can't front. I was listening to R. Kelly. I was listening to R. Kelly stuff.
R. Kelly got new stuff.
I was listening to R. Kelly's self-titled album, and on the beginning, it's the first track is the sermon. I ain't heard this in years. The whole song is about people worried about what he does outside of music, and I was like, I had to turn it off. I was like, nigga.
Going back and listening. And that's why I say, like, people will ask me, like, yo, how can you still say you watch The Cosby Show? Listen to R. Kelly. And I was like, dang, The Cosby Show is completely removed from Bill Cosby, the person. Doug, go back and listen to R. Kelly albums. That's a nigga giving a weird confession, like multiple times. And I'm like, this is Robert.
I can't give up when a woman's fed up. It is the greatest written song just about ever. When a woman,
I think "Trapped in the Closet" is one of the greatest musical masterpieces of all time. All 15. Like, I mean, hey, like
all
you
15,
like
all 15 of them.
Will there ever be another artist to make "Trapped in the Closet"?
No,
absolutely not.
Probably Tory. If we,
I'm about to say Tory Lanez.
Closer we get to this thing, Tory Lanez.
But then the trapped in the shit has a whole different meaning. Like when you think of this nigga having literal women trapped in closets.
That's true.
Oh my
god.
Oh my god.
It's like, yeah, you can't really like. But hey, man,
that's Robert.
All right, hey, all right. We live in America. Okay, this place was built off of pain, agony, and racism. I still use some of the things here. All I'm saying is, yes, I listen to R. Kelly certain
really want to
things.
listen to R. Kelly, now.
I do.
Yeah, like I mean, bro. I can't. But here's the thing, right? I never listened to R. Kelly before, but I'm in a little bit different position because as a DJ, right, it is hard to play. I don't play R. Kelly, right, because it's not just like so you know how you listen to it and it's like that's on you, right? That's in your ears, right?
Yeah.
I'm a flirt. That is my
but you wouldn't like subject an entire room full of people that have mixed shit,
yeah,
right? Like, do you know how hard it is to DJ a wedding without playing R. Kelly these days? It's hard, bro. A black wedding, DJing a black wedding reception without playing R. Kelly.
That took a lot out the catalog.
It's pretty tough, bro.
R. Kelly's catalog.
So like,
in the name of love, come on.
Like you can't. So like, you know what I'm saying? But even still, so nigga, I mean, I never just listened to R. Kelly to begin with. So at this point, I'm not gonna start listening to him. But I'm definitely not about to play that nigga.
Todd, you are on my side because I was never the biggest. And Avery knows this. I've said it before. Yeah. I've never been the biggest R. Kelly fan, and you know why?
Yeah, I'm like, nigga, cool. Like it sucks.
Because the Batman soundtrack.
That you know what? That's probably the only song R. Kelly song that I could be like, because we just recently went on a Batman stint the other day, so we watched like Batman Forever, and the Gotham City song came on, and I was like, oh shit, this nigga did make a Gotham City song.
The first verse is the same as the second verse. I said, dog, this man Robert was just making money. He was just making money.
Calm down. They do that all the time. Method Man did that on Judgment Day. Not Khalees. How did I just forget her name? God. Rihanna did that on Diamonds in the Sky. Let's not do this to the R.
Some nigga R. Kelly called Gotham City the city of love. Yeah, it's not the city of love.
The city of peace.
He did.
Not the city of peace.
I said, have you seen Batman? Mm-hmm. I was like, ain't nothing loving or peaceful about this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we know what y'all got coming out. Please let people know how to find y'all, as my voice just cracked for some odd reason.
Nah, I go first. So Mickey Woods Jr. on all social media.
Do the leader of the Screw School.
Oh my God.
Yeah, can you do that?
The leader of the Screw School?
Can you do it?
No, I'm not doing that.
Fuck, man. Okay, whatever.
Just Mickey Woods Jr. on all social medias, MickeyWoodsJr. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Bandcamp. Hey, go buy the album on Bandcamp, man, because that's how niggas is really getting to this money.
Yeah.
The streams is cool, but
money on Bandcamp, yeah.
Right. Streams are cool, but yeah. I make more money. I make the majority of the money on Bandcamp. So y'all go get the album on Bandcamp, buy it on iTunes, do what y'all want to do. On you, Todd.
Things with Todd, Instagram. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you can just find me.
You had a back page. You had a back page.
A back page. That thing said a back page, bro. That's hilarious.
A back page.
Damn, I forgot about that.
What's my Black Planet username is Todd _. Nah, I'm just playing, but nah, just things with Todd and website. Right now we have just merch. We have just a few items of remaining merch on the website. So if you want to keep up with anything, go to Triangle Related. You can just go to GT409. I'm gonna start updating that shit more. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Speaking of which, too, this dude Todd in the merch game, the ideas, man.
Yeah, no, that's the Bumblebee on back of the shirts. Real quick, is like a vintage high school mascot from the high school this nigga went to, or Lincoln, like a high school in Port Arthur. So a lot of that shit is like everything that's the merch related is also from the hometown to the Plex Joy, which is Tex Joy seasoning. The Tex Joy seasoning is from Beaumont.
Talk about that, bro. Yeah.
Nah, it's just like the packaging and the shit and the Seaport. Like actually this shirt right here, but the back of it is like Seaport Coffee, which is a part of Tex Joy seasoning, is from Beaumont as well. And it's just like a flip on all of that shit. You'd be surprised the random companies that are from Beaumont, actually, and then the local things that only are from Beaumont too. So
there was one y'all did. Was it Zumo sausage? Who's the sausage?
Yeah, no. Yeah. So the Zumos, which is like literally, if you're from that area, bro, you don't. Like, that's the only sausage that's in your fridge. Like growing up and shit like that. That's the only one. So they had like a monopoly on.
But wait. Didn't they change the supplier or something? My homegirl from Beaumont.
No, that's hilarious that you know that. That's so fucking funny.
I don't think you understand. She was so upset.
No, that's crazy though.
Because look, no more.
But here's the thing though, right? As a nigga that's like they really didn't alter the flavor at all, bro, to that much. It's just that people are just like they just want to be mad because they knew, right? Yeah. So it's not even like, bro, it's not even like the sausage tastes different, bro. It's just like they know like that it's not owned by that company anymore. So they're like, it's trash. But yeah, so just more merch, man. I'm working on actually a whole, I'm gonna call it the party pack. So it's gonna be just like a bunch of items that are kind of like more spins off of just like Beaumont food shit. So yeah.
Hey, buy the merch. Also, I mean, Todd is out here putting in creative work, and he believes in it because he's risking a lawsuit every time he does it. I was like, God, if they banded together.
Oh, bro, yeah.
The music and the companies.
Oh, yeah.
Todd at one. Dog, he'd be bankrupt for the rest of his life.
But bro, like for sure.
They're not coming at me.
He got the number one baby to save him. So
right.
Yeah, number one baby.
Man, we really want to thank y'all for staying in and coming out at the same time by doing this by Zoom. I mean, everybody go support. Buy the music from artists. Buy the merch. Purchase. Once again, this has been another In My Humble Opinion podcast. I'm Avery, like a very nice guy. The Avery, Vince McBain's, whatever we want to call me. That's my brother over there, Just Devon, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Yay! And you could find him. You could find him at Dr. Douglas on Instagram.
Dr. Douglas on Instagram and Just Devon on everything else.
Everything else?
Wait. Instagram is the only place where old buddy got my stuff.
Okay, so. All right, because we're gonna have to roll up. We're gonna have to be the
we gotta talk to boys.
You spend a block on
y'all, but run me up on TikTok because I took video of Bun B making the best burger ever, and I woke up one morning and everybody looked at the video, and I was like, I was like, what? Also, people of TikTok, I am not Bun B. Right? So. Like, I appreciate words. Like,
that's fucking hilarious, bro. Because I can totally see a white person calling.
Yeah, all the time. It's like, yo, good job, Unc. Where can I get?
Because
that ain't got nothing to do with me. It's a pop-up. I put all the location information that I had at the time on the thing, but they're like, duh. Like people,
they're like, well, he's a bald nigga with a beard, right? So
that's literally it. If you saw my DMs, people have been like, dog, I was up there. I ain't see the thing. I was like, first off, your tone, that had nothing to do with me. My name isn't even Bun B on here.
Niggas in your DM talk about, what's up, Unc? Good shit, Unc.
So I get called Unc and OG so much. So much. Hey, OG, I see you with the burgers, OG. When you gonna bring them burgers to Lafayette? And I'm like, what? I don't have nothing to do with this. So yeah. Please, TikTok people. I see your messages. I don't know what to say to y'all. Direct your messages to Bun B, dog. He's got the best burger in the nation.
Certified.
Hands down. And that's us. My brother and I both had it. And we did not have, we didn't go in like, oh, we're going to get the best burger. We went in because we're assholes, we'll see how it is. Everybody say whatever. And then we both took a bite. I was like, it's a good ass burger, dog.
Which before we get out of here, so we're there. Devon's covering Bun B because he writes for the Houston Press, greatest writer ever. But he's covering Bun B, and I'm with him. We're just talking to Bun and whatnot. And so we're there before the restaurant opens. And then we're filming and doing a bunch of stuff. And then we're there for a while and it's packed now. So we're like start to stand up so the patrons can buy burgers and whatnot. So I'm standing in one corner, he's standing in one corner, and we're just chilling, right? I'm on my phone. This lady goes, hey, you can sit down if you want. I said, oh, no, I'm good. She's like, no, it'll be much natural if you sit down. I'm like, okay, I'm good. And then she's like, all right, she's like, so what are you here for? I'm like, oh, just, here doing things. She's like, I know. And then I thought about it when she left, and I go, This motherfucker think we Bun B security. Much more natural.
But the wild thing
That's funny as fuck.
He thought we was like the Bun B Secret Service. Like, I was like, dog, if he has security, it can be known. But I was like, dog, we was just standing trying to give people seats.
Just existing, bro.
The pop-up was packed, but she's like, I see y'all.
I know what y'all doing.
I know. We do stand out. We do. Everybody says that. We be interviewing people. We come in, they'd be like, "You're just tearing up. Y'all gonna fight us?" Like Ed always talk about when we both walk up. He'd be like,
"You know what? This will come full circle because we tied in. It was Todd used to be a bartender at a bar on Main Street, and we was supposed to go meet him. He was like, "Dog, just meet me up here real quick." And so I was dressed in my normal outfit, which is athleisure. Like if you see me out, I'm in black sweatpants and black sweatshirt. That's what I was wearing. Avery was dressed. I don't even remember what he was wearing. I
was fly, but it was all black.
But we walked in and we walked past the doorman, like say what's up, and we walked in. Somehow, and Todd was bartending upstairs. We didn't know this. They didn't tell us this, and now I know why. We walked the first floor, and I was like, "Dog, he ain't up here. Let's go upstairs." And by the time we got upstairs, Todd was like, "Hey, dog, they came up to me like 2 big black guys came in here looking for you." And I was like,
bro, them niggas came and was like, they was like, "Hey, fool, like some niggas downstairs like looking for you on some shit." Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, "Oh man, this is my homies, dog." Like they described like niggas was like they walk in and just like, bro, these niggas about to go fight somebody. Just look.
We were oblivious, and the thing about it was they were like, "Yo, you know," they kind of cut the line, and I was like, "Dog, we ain't cut no line." But when we were walking out, I was like, "Oh shit, that's a whole line, dog." They had a line going. We just were coming from the other direction, so we like, "Yo, what's up, dog?" We're looking for Todd. And I was like, so for that bar, work on your security, dog. Like Todd. They had the same level of security that I had when I was being a security guard. I was like, "Hey, dog, you got it." Call and warn them ahead. That was it. So yeah,
man, but once again, we could do this all day. And Todd with the good, not even collaborations, the art from local stuff. Before we go, I do want to say this. Me and my brother had this conversation. We're talking about local products. Bluebell is trash ice cream.
I don't buy Bluebell, so it's cool. Like, Ben and Jerry's exist.
You got to get their office.
We got to talk about. I posted the other day that Bluebell.
Niggas will slide on you for that, but I'm not one of them.
But here's my problem.
I'm scary enough.
Our father, Larry Douglas, is a huge fan of Bluebell.
That's
right now.
Yeah.
Every
you
time
can't really say shit about it. That's just the way of life, bro.
But here's what old black men say about Bluebell all the time, whether it's butter pecan or vanilla. That's usually their flavors. That's their go-to thing. They be like, "Hey, for the price, you get so much ice cream." First of all, I was like, "Dog, I don't think taste is even in your top 5."
It's not.
Like, I said, you ain't concerned with taste at all. You're like, "Yo,
bro, it's just nostalgic to people.
Look how much ice cream you get."
This was the first desegregated ice cream.
Have you ever heard the fucking Bluebell jingle before, bro?
Yes, it sounds like a slave thing.
Homemade ice cream. It's homemade country style. Like, nigga, what? That song sounds like
it's better than the country mile.
Ended like last week.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, this is decent. We can have white folks ice cream.
Yeah, nah, bro.
The Neapolitan that we was
like
eating.
Cracker Barrel.
I don't subscribe to that, so you're good.
Okay, good. Me and my homegirl did an ice cream taste test, and we tried 15 vanilla ice creams. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Bluebell came in number 1, and followed by HEB
French vanilla though.
No. Here's why Bluebell came in number 1. It was a blind taste test. Bluebell came in number 1. HEB Creamy Creations came in number 2. Not Trader Joe's. What was it we just thinking? Ben and Jerry's came in number 3. I said, here's why Bluebell came in number 1. We immediately recognized it. Because Bluebell vanilla does not taste like vanilla. It tastes like Bluebell vanilla.
It's like
all the other ones tasted like vanilla ice cream. I said, yo, we're so used to this. I was like, it's like if I was doing a taste test on like good chicken and then somebody gave me like a McDonald's chicken nugget, I'd be like, oh, I know that one.
Yeah.
That's it right there. That doesn't mean the quality is good. I'm just like, dog, I recognize that chicken nugget. I am of the mind that Ben and Jerry's vanilla is the top, like the top hands down, and that the rest of Bluebell, I'm like, dog, there are so many good ice creams out there. You know, people that actually use like real milk.
It's like you can't tell, you know, black moms that not to use Jiffy cornbread mix, right?
Yeah,
cornbread mixes.
Yeah,
so it's just at that point, it's just like, yeah, cool. Like you're just a Bluebell person. I disagree with you, but I won't argue with the Bluebell person because they get scrappy over that shit.
Dog, so, and I also be feeling bad, like the Jiffy cornbread mix thing. Like, do y'all like real cornbread?
No. I
gotta be honest, and I be feeling bad. You tell an old black person, like, I'm like, you like the real cornbread? I was like,
you know,
I like that Jiffy.
Yeah.
Like,
this was the
I don't want actual
desegregated cornbread. Like, y'all got to keep in mind, there was racism. They couldn't have Snickers. They couldn't have nothing. All right, they couldn't have nothing. All right, they had to have certain things. It was the first.
The ridiculousness of racism, dog. White people was really like, nah, you can't have Bluebell. I'm like, and there was some black kid, probably our father, just sitting across the street like, one day I'm gonna get that vanilla.
One fucking day though.
We all know the pigs use a lot of seasoning.
I think it's some black kid probably out
the world to find seasoning.
Oh my God.
All right. On that note,
it is what it is. We can do this all day. Once again, in my humble opinion, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys. H-Town.
All right.
H-Town.
Y'all be safe.
Too sweet.
Thank y'all, man.
Ben and Jerry sponsor us.
Y'all like black people. There we go.